about like I'm now going out to get coffee. So I'm gonna go now. I want coffee. Oh, it's cheese stick, really. Oh my. Okay, goodbye. Bye. Hey, what's up you guys? It's Ella again. If you're watching this video, you probably scored yourself a teaching job opportunity here in Vietnam. Good for you. Or if not, you're probably watching this because you're still researching which one is the best job opportunity for you, in a language center or a public school. Well, fret not, because for today's video, I'm gonna tell you straight away the major differences, the details between the two most highly sought teaching job opportunities here in Vietnam. I just want to put a disclaimer though that these are all based on my experience here in Vietnam as an ESL teacher for almost 3 years. Without further ado, let's start first with number 1, salary. In a public school, you can earn as low as $13 to $20. In a language center, on the other hand, you can earn as low as $15 to $22. These rates, however, depends as well if you are a native speaker or a non-native speaker like me. It's actually a big argument here in Vietnam as to why native speakers earn more than the non-native speakers. Well, it's a culture that is very hard to abolish here in Vietnam. You just have to kind of expect that. Almost 3 years ago, I only earned like $11. But as I was trying to build my experience, because I came here, by the way, with no experience in no education degree, as I only have a business administration degree. As I was trying to build up my experience, I was able to get like a bigger salary. Also, it depends as well if you have the right credentials. So if you have a bachelor in education, then you're probably gonna have a bigger salary, whether you are a startup teacher or already an experienced teacher. Also, your salary depends whether you are applying for a full-time job or you're applying for a part-time job. If you're applying for the former, you are probably going to have a full-time salary. But that entails having like more hours than a part-time teaching job. So if you're going to apply for a full-time salary, then you are going to probably get as low as $1,200 in a public school, and in a language center you're probably gonna earn as low as $1,500. And like based on like the criteria that I said earlier, you're probably gonna get more than that or less than that. So you have to expect that, guys. Now let's go to number 2. Let's talk about the schedule. Usually you are going to like work in a public school like 4 times a week only. That would be Monday to Thursday. I don't know why here in Vietnam they don't have English classes on Fridays. No idea. So you're gonna have weekends off. In a language center, on the other hand, you can also work during the weekdays but during the evenings. And yes, you can also work during the weekends. And yes, it's up to you whether you like working during the evening or the daytime. So let's now go to number 3, the workload. Like in a public school, everyone, you're not going to have office hours. But it depends whether you are going to be a full-time teacher or a part-time teacher. So if you are going to be a part-time teacher in a public school, then you're probably not going to render office hours. You don't have to go to the office, do some grading, or do some type of test. In a language center, on the other hand, it's usual, even though you are a part-time teacher, you are still going to render like office hours. That entails grading of students, not really making of the test, but you are going to grade projects and you are going to hand out feedback regarding your students. In a public school, you are not going to really do much after you go to your classrooms. Now, let's talk about the class size. So if this matters to you, then yes, in a public school, you will usually have like, I don't know, like 20 to more than 50 students. In the public school that I used to work for, it was way back last 2020. So I used to like teach like more than 50 students in a classroom, but that was in District 12. I am very lucky now. I'm working in a good public school by the name of Lengopan, and it's good that they designate 2 teachers in every class. That's why now I only have like less than 20 students in the classroom. In a language center, on the other hand, because not a lot of parents can afford sending their children in a language center, that's why you're gonna have less students there. You're probably going to have like less than 10 students or 20 students. At the center that I work for, I think the most students that I have in a classroom is 20. So yes, if that matters to you, then yes, you're gonna have more students in a public school. Now let's go to number 4. Let's talk about lesson preparation and materials. So in a public school, it's quite easy. You don't really need to do a lot of lesson preparation, especially if you're a part-time teacher like me. They will give you the lesson plan already. All you have to do is to make creative activities for the students, because you are probably going to cover only 2 pages of the book, so you have to make the most out of the hours that you have there. You will usually use a family and friends book, which is usually for general English. For me, on the other hand, I have math and science, so it's a good thing because you can separate 2 subjects in an hour of teaching. So I think it's good because you can do like a lot of things. Really, you're not gonna be like stuck with like the same activity again and again. Now we're gonna go to a language center. So of course, most of the language centers like use the Cambridge curriculum, so you are going to have a lot of teaching resources. Even though you're going to have like a lot of teaching resources, it entails you to actually do your lesson preparation, even though they're gonna give you like an overview of like the things that you should teach them, like whether it be listening, writing, speaking, or reading. So they're going to have like a lot of resources for you, and you can use like a lot of materials in a center. Usually they would give you like sticky balls, like board slappers, and other things. So now let's go to teaching facilities. So usually in a public school, they don't have air conditioner. So yes guys, if you have a problem like staying in a classroom that's very hot, then it's going to be a problem in a public school. But I'm very lucky, like as I told you before, like I work for this public school wherein they have everything. Like they have like air conditioner, they even have like an interactive smart screen wherein if I connect my laptop, I can just like slide through my presentation with the tip of my finger. In a language center, on the other hand, you are going to have like everything there. You are going to have a projector. You're also going to have like a touch screen, smart screen, and then you're probably going to have a laptop which you need to borrow from the center. And yes, you are going to like have a big classroom probably, because if you're going to like teach very young learners, you're going to have like a big classroom wherein you can do a lot of activities. So yes guys, those are the major distinctions between those two institutions. As you know, there are also other institutions to choose from. You can choose from international schools, universities, or kindergartens. However, scoring jobs in those institutions can be harder. Usually in a university or an international school, they would need their teachers to have like an educational degree, and of course I don't have that, so yes, it can be harder to get. The latter, on the other hand, or the kindergarten, yes, it can be easy to get. But if you are a non-native speaker like me, it can be harder to get a kindergarten job wherein you can get like a big salary. Like before, I used to like work in a kindergarten wherein I have to be there from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. but the salary they got me was only 1,000 USD. If you are a native speaker on the other hand and you want to get a kindergarten job, and whether you're very good at like handling like preschool learners, then yes, you are going to like a fixed salary for like as low as 2,000 USD to 2,500 USD. Yes guys, so yes, all things considered, if you are ready to choose the right institution, then you can browse through the teaching offers directory by signing up and logging into the most popular website here in Vietnam, which is vietnamteachingjobs.com. So see you guys in the next few vlogs, and I can't wait to see you around here in Vietnam. Ciao!